mean he's in second place? What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do in suit, have it on me, and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact, here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction review and analysis of chapter 121 of Kagurabachi. And yeah! Come on now. You know I had to preach right for Kagurabachi. It's peak every single week. So, you know, I'm very, very excited. I'm very intrigued to see what's going to be popping down in chapter 121, especially considering we were left off with a meteor hitting. Are you? But something tells me that he's going to tank it. Maybe, well, no, he could just, yo, imagine if he dodges, because they teleported out too soon. Like, they actually probably did have to sacrifice Yoshinojo. I don't know, we'll see. But before we get into that, popularity poll, I only saw the first page. Chihiro in first. Yeah, makes sense. This is his narrative. Like, almost like 2 minutes. Like, yeah, Chihiro has been the focus of focuses by focuses. When we've had chapters and sections of the narrative centered without Chihiro, it also makes sense that he is the first most popular character. Main characters are typically the most popular characters in their manga. The only one manga that comes to mind where the main character isn't, like, consistently number one in popularity polls in recent memory, which is funny because MHA's been over for a while now, but is MHA. Bakugo Katsuki was typically always the number one popular character, no matter what. Like, multiple polls, multiple different polls across, 10 years. And Bakugo is basically always number one. But, like, that's the only example that comes to mind. So, yeah, it makes sense that Chihiro's number one. Uroha at 2. I mean, I like Uroha, don't get me wrong. But number two? It is a pretty wide gap between number one and number two, but still, that's crazy. But this is based on popularity poll results from Japan. So maybe Uroha's just liked way more in Japan. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen Uroha glaze. I glaze Uroha. I like Uroha. I think he's a fantastic character, but, like, number two, okay. I mean, he's there. But let's see. What are the rest of the results? Ugh. My glorious Deuteragonist goat, Hakuri Sazanami. He's at 3. My baby deserve it. Oh, my baby deserve it. Shiba at 4. That makes sense. He may be the off-screen merchant to end all off-screen merchants, but at the same time, outside of Summoner himself, I don't know who I'd expect to be at 4. Right? Like, at that point, you have to get into, like, antagonists, but sort of it's like a pseudo weakness. I'd say it's actually somewhat a weakness, but it's at the same time, it's a weakness that makes sense. So is it really a weakness? Kagurabachi antagonists don't necessarily stick around all too long relative post their introduction. Heck, Samura didn't stick around too long, and he wasn't fully an antagonist. He was an antagonist for like 2 seconds before he was overwritten by the Ishaku, and then overwritten by Akimoto Soga, and then literally executed by Akimoto Soga. And obviously, characters like Akimoto, while probably extremely popular now, at the time of the poll going on, probably didn't have the time to actually factor in there. But a pretty solid top 5. And I guess it makes sense I think it makes more sense for to be top 5. Because he is one of the, like, few characters that has transcended numerous arcs. And the only other characters that can really see competing with him are, like, the Hishaku members, who also transcend multiple arcs. But even then, I don't know what the Japanese consensus is on Hirohiko, but Hirohiko is consistently clowned on over here. I love Hirohiko. But yeah, we clown on him a lot. So it makes sense that this is the top 5. Very nice color cover page, too. Kagurabachi was the lead chapter this week as well. So overall, very, very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. But let's hop into the chapter itself, which I don't see the title for here. But let's hop into Kagurabachi chapter 121. Ugh. All right. Trees are burning. Darn. They blew away the whole couches. To be fair, though, good, it wasn't only that much damage. And that's after a gravity amp, too. It was full Where'd the ball go? I don't know where the ball went. But, like, full hunk of iron dropped down from the heavens, amped by gravity from Kurotsuchi. Like, yeah. I suppose this is actually a little bit chill on the damage, too. Let's see. Look who's back. You say, hey, we got to get him off screen, but I'll come back. Shiba. My brain was screaming. I may or may not have just recorded 2 other reviews before this. So my brain was about to say Shin? Osaka, what are his fame? No, Shiba. Let's see. Whew. All right. That's it. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's still a massive chunk of damage, but, like, how much damage is that? Hold on. We doing some excavation. This is on his left. Okay, that's a pretty big chunk of damage. Like his whole shoulder's gone. But for a meteor of that size and that impact, and that's all it did. Yeah, y'all are fried. Y'all are fried. That was the ult. That wasn't even just an ult. That was a combo ult. That was a combo ult by on his deathbed Mashiro. On his death stand? He's not laying down. Is it a deathbed or standing down? On his deathbed, Mashiro made the Giga Ball of Iron. Kuritsuchi amped from Soga. Hiruto. See, man, I'm doing him like I did Akimura. But amped by gravity. And this is all it did. I mean, sure, it looks like he's in pain, but he's probably fine. Like, he slit his throat and he was fine. I'm assuming he can probably just heal this. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look, immediately. So maybe he did do more damage. It looks like he may be mid-regeneration process. So maybe he did, like, nearly perfect sell him, but he's already healed from it. Let's see. It worked. So he's regenerating. Ah, and then okay, good. I know as an actual, I think all the cast here except for Shiba's still going to die, right? Like, we saw that. We saw that Shiba putting his face in his hands in that flash forward in the midst of this flashback. But I know as an actual factual, he regrets not decapitating this dude. Right? Like, to think they had it. It was free. It was easy eats. His ancestors probably so disappointed in him, right? Because, like, to be fair, you don't slit someone's throat as a warning. You should have just taken his head off. I know it was base Hiruto. He wasn't using, like, sorcery there. Kodatsuchi wasn't activated. But still, especially considering what Hiruto has been glazed as, right? Like, he supposedly is the peak of human abilities, right? Like, that's what he was stated to be. Not even supposedly, just by the narrative. At this point in the narrative, presumably Akimoto will go on to surpass him, and who knows, maybe even Samura, and presumably not all the enchanted blade movers, at least physically, but in terms of sorcery power, right, the enchanted blades will go on to surpass this. But Hiruto had the easy opportunity to actually take Aryu's head off, like he's trying to here and now. But I'm guessing it's gonna be too late, right? Just by slitting his throat wasn't enough. And the funny thing is, before obviously the rest of the guards attacked, they had time to rectify that, right? Slit his throat. He was laying there like incognito for a second, but could have double tapped, could have done something. But the guard stepped in. Aryu had exploded with power, and like, yeah, he's perfectly fine. Let's see. Going in for a decap. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right. So, even though that's actually crazy, like, perception, especially while presumably under extreme amounts of pain. Hiruto actually appears behind Aryu, going to decapitate him. Like, he straight went, like went to him straight in the back of the neck. And Aryu, in response, bro casted this at instant speed, hit turnaround, and blocked the blade while mid healing, and blocked in two ways too. He raises his, because you can see here, right? Wait, maybe he didn't turn the face. Okay, no. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Yeah, because he swings on the right and he blocks at the right. So okay, so he doesn't turn around. He didn't cast turn around at instant speed, but he does react in time to Hiruto's presence to block the attack with his arm guard, and then also catch the sharp end of the blade with the sword on his right side. So very impressive reaction speed from someone in the midst of regenerating. Let's see. The Sumika seems to harness the Datenseki's power to create an advantageous environment. And that's true. That is true. That does seem to fit into what we were told about the original, or the original leader of the Mikaboshi, who literally made that that underwater environment that they lived in. He literally made it habitable by altering the environment so it was favorable to the Mikaboshi. It is important to note that while obviously these Mikaboshi are superhuman with their infusion with the Datenseki, back then, it's not like the elders of the Mikaboshi from 1,000 years ago were like biologically changed to be fish people. That didn't happen. They weren't biologically changed to be fish people, but they were given the ability to manipulate the environment into their favor. And for them, in that case, while they were hiding underwater, that meant making an underwater world for themselves. Let's see. I do like this consistent theming of Hiruto needing to like, he needs to push down in order to activate his abilities. For previous, like when we first saw Kurotsuchi, he literally did this. He dropped the sword and hammered it down. For last chapter, when he went to drop the meteor on Ryu, he had the sword in hand, and then he very consistently needs to do it. And here, presumably in order to disrupt the environment around them, Hiruto lifts his foot up and stomps down in order to break the foundations around them and destroy everything. Okay. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's see. Pushing them both into the ground. But even still, it's not enough, right? I'm assuming what he's doing here now, especially since we still know that Ryu... Oh, actually, I didn't realize this. I didn't see it. He did actually cut into Ryu here. So he actually did do decent damage. So Ryu clearly, while still bulky, isn't like impervious to damage. But we know he's immune to the base sorcery. So right now, presumably Hiruto's weighing down himself and his blade in order to hold Ryu in place. How effective it's going to be, though? I don't know, man. If the meteor couldn't do it, I doubt you can either. Let's see. For themselves, it heals and nullifies the enemy's sorcery attacks. For the enemy, it dulls their senses. That's still crazy that I can do those two things at once, right? Like, to be fair, though, we do have things like being able to run multiple parallel processing in, like, our real world. Most computers do that. Like, you can run 5 different tasks on a computer and it'll execute them all just because of computing power and stuff like that. But to think that the Datenseki possibly even, like, instinctually is like, okay, I'm just going to turn off the power system. Not turn off. I'm going to entirely power null the power system. What? And also making the enemy's senses duller is very interesting too. Because it sounds like, part of me almost wants to wonder if it's making it duller, once again, mostly by accident, right? Where maybe the healing and the nullification and the dulling of the senses is all caused by the same thing. The sheer overflowing power of the Datenseki is like kind of, for spoilers for the JDK manga, I suppose, for characters, for people who have, or anime onlys, yet read the Kagurabachi reviews, very weird overlap on my channel, but for Hikari Kinji, right, a big thing with him in his application of RCT is that he doesn't know it. But when he's in Jackpot, he is overflowing with so much infinite cursed energy that he automatically heals. It's just a part of it. And another thing that happens for the case of Hikari is that he's immune to the effects of or at least the regular tagging effects of Kashimo's cursed energy trait, which is the electric disruption. He's not immune to like lightning bolts or anything like that. He's not immune to sorcery, but he is, or Jujutsu in that case, but he is immune to that after effect because of how much he has. And also because of the overflow of energy, he's pretty hard to read just because of his stats and how fast he is, and also just the overflowing amount of energy not really being able to be guided in any clear way. So I wonder if the overflow of power from the Datenseki heals the Mikaboshi via so much energy that their body literally, in order to contain it, maintains itself in top form just through sheer overflow, nullifies the enemy sorcery attacks literally because it's like too bulky, too much mana or too much sorcery. What's the spiritual power in this universe called? Spirit energy. Too much spirit energy, raw spirit energy to actually just break through. And it dulls the enemy senses because people are so reliant on sensing spirit energy to help guide them in combat, very similar to JJK, that when there's so much of it, it just doesn't work. And it may even like dampen the brain. For anyone who's like been in too bright of a room or looked at too bright of an area for too long, have you ever had your head start to hurt, or when things are too loud, like you hear ringing in your ears? That may be the case of so much overflowing power coming from the Datenseki that it's disrupting everything. All of these things could be the same source, and they could all be accidental or unintentional, just because of how they're being used. But still, let's see. This is beyond problematic. I'll weigh him down with my own body. I'll take you with me to the bottom of the earth. He immediately starts flying like, Me! But plus, unironically, Hiruto, he could probably survive that. I don't think you can. Let's see. Levitating again. Oh? Interesting. She would tell... And then that made it heavier? Okay. Ugh, so heavy. As heavy as that Soga guy. Oh, wait, we're actually getting... We're getting an explanation for Shiva's sorcery? Okay, wait. Hold on, my toes. Girl, wait a minute. Is it not just teleportation? Wait. Hold on. Itozura, wicked trick, enables him to wait, no, let me read the whole thing. Shiba's sorcery, Itozura, wicked trick, enables him to activate a momentary error for himself and whomever he touches. I can't read! Freely manipulating their positional information and physical properties, such as height, weight, and so on. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't just teleport Skydiv people. He presumably teleports Skydiv's people and then increases, like, if he can directly control their height, weight, and presumably their mass by doing so, physical, positional information, physical properties, he probably drastically, like, doubles or triples or amplifies their weight and then drops them into the ground to immediately shatter their skulls open from the sheer force they're moving with. But that's interesting. So he's presumably alright. So he's copying Soga's current weight through the amplification of Kuritsuchi. Okay, Wicked Trick is cracked. What? That's actually kind of crazy. So he's kind of, even if in a soft way, he's low-key a reality warper. He's able to manipulate the properties and positional information of it. Like, it is, you could argue it's more like Space Stone-esque in terms of the free positional manipulating thing, and the Space Stone, presumably, at least it should, I'm not sure, I haven't read many comments of the Space Stone, but the Space Stone, because it controls space, and like the solid aspects of it, probably should have some direct influence over like matter and mass to some degree. So you can definitely argue Shida's just like a soft low-tier reality warper, but even still, soft low-tier reality warping is cracked. Let's see. I can't get used to handling his weight. It's beyond the threshold. But yeah, all right. Soft low-tier reality warping still does have limits, and seemingly mimicking Hiruto's weight is one of them. Because and then that makes sense though. It really would be insane if Shiba could just freely, like, if there was a no limits fallacy to this, it would be bad. So it's good that, just as insane as it sounds, and the second is being explained to us and we do fully understand it, we learn that there are limitations to it. Very intriguing. Interesting though, like, he does sound like he just has mod tools for a little bit. Like, he can literally alter, like I mentioned, either like a really strong Space Stone user or just a reality warper. He can hardline alter reality for a moment. But in order to do so, and considering it says momentary error, activate a momentary error, it seems like he probably needs to continually do it. Because a momentary error is only so much. Where he gets the teleporting thing from, because it's just teleportation, you can do that, and then the second the error resolves, it's not like they immediately get teleported back to the ground. They just end up in that new space, and that space itself needs to adjust to him. Let's see. He's still moving. Yeah. He's built like that. Let's see. Oh. Marshall, are you trying to Shibaku Tensei him? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? I see your sorcery. Wait. Restraining him with scraps of iron. Marshall, you'll die. Y'all probably all dead anyway. Well, except for Shiba. We know Shiba makes it, but like, you're an elite squad. Kagurabachi. And I don't recognize any of you characters from the time. Y'all probably all dead. Let's see. Marshall, you'll die. I've got Mr. Shiba. He'll teleport me back before I bleed to death. That is an insane amount of faith, but also I do get it, because if he lets Shiba die here, that can happen. Let's see. That's right. Right. Oh, okay, Yoshinojo. Let's see. Right here and now, we finish him. I'm about to turn this page, bro. I'm about to turn this page, bro. I'm about to turn the page. Let's see. We finish him. Shino just swings in. He swings in. Oh! What happened? Okay. I knew they were gonna die. let's not play no games here. None of these characters existed until this arc. And like I mentioned, they're at least I knew they're gonna die. What happened though? How did he get 3-piece? Possibly 4. Where does his arm? How did he get 4-piece no Bev? He is the Bev. Look at him. Me too, Shiva, me too, man. Let's see. Narrator. Okay. Foom. Okay. Let's see. Up till now, the reconstruction of the environment that devastated Japan's strongest warriors was merely the side effect. Oh, wait. No, of Sumika. Oh, wait, hold on. Up until now, the reconstruction of the environment that devastated Japan's strongest warriors was merely the side effect of the Sumika wielded by the 6 Sumikamoshi Guardians. So that poison wasn't intentional. That wasn't so wow. So I have to take back some Aryu slander there. So what I mentioned earlier, the idea that all of it was accidental doesn't seem to be the case, right? Like, or at least all of it being interlinked to the sheer power of the Dattenseki. No, it does seem to be specific to the Sumika, and very specifically, the environment only is attributed to that as a side effect, as a byproduct of it just existing. But in that same case, that's wild. Passive sense dulling to the point of genuine impossible feats being performed. Okay. What is that? Is that a scorpion? My brother and beans. What is that? What is that? Its real power is the power to annihilate the enemy, which occurs in tandem with a unique spirit energy reaction. Ah, okay. The power to annihilate the enemy, you say? The power to annihilate the enemy. So, like, now my question is, I'll admit, I'm a little bit, a teeny tiny bit concerned with this. A little teeny tiny. Well, to be fair though, we don't know, and it may still be the case. What I'm worried about now, specifically with this phrasing in regards to the Sumika, and the idea that the Dattenseki is actually particular and like picky with like who it'll let use it, unless it's being forced to share the blade, and then it just gives itself out to whoever grabs it first. But very specifically, the narrator going to say its real power is the power to annihilate the enemy, and obviously that takes form of like what seems to be a massive spirit energy scorpion, right? You know, one of the greatest bugs in terms of lethality and execution. My one concern, I hope it's not going to be revealed that Soga was really, like, genuinely hijacked by the Dattenseki. And, like, ultimately, what I don't want, and this may just be concerned, because I've had pretty solid recent track record of New Gen Manga going out of their way to say, oh, well, the main evil bad guy wasn't actually evil, he was under control of something greater. But I'm concerned because this phrasing of annihilate the enemy and the idea of it taking form of bugs and insects, I hope it isn't. I mean, it would be an interesting twist to like make the Dattenseki truly 100% impartial, right? Where it's like, oh well, whoever's proven the strongest or the best at using me, that's who I will serve, or like I choose who to serve as. Like it could be interesting to play into the Dattenseki sentience. I kind of wish Kingdom Hearts did that more with Keyblades, where like they were more actively sentient and more choosing of things, but I don't want the explanation for Soga to be that like, oh yeah, well he was a completely normal, reasonable, and rational guy, but then after seeing, like the Dattenseki, after witnessing Soga's power and using it, was like, oh, well yeah, now I actually want to protect you instead. And then essentially turned on the Mikaboshi, and they became the enemy of the Dattenseki. And the Dattenseki's ability, the Sumika, the power to annihilate the enemy, switched on them. And I was like, no. Yeah, you are now the enemy. You shall now be wiped out. You shall be annihilated instead. I hope it is truly something of Soga's free will. I don't mind if the Dattenseki, like, I don't mind if he talked to it, right? Like, if I could even see a scene of him diving into the true realm for the first time, and him like realizing, especially considering presumably Yoshinojo. We don't know the relation between Yoshinojo and Hiruto is presumably about to die to Akimura, but even still, I could even see a moment where he's sitting there at post-war, or yeah, literally post-war, after the royal family has been given up by the Mikoboshi, being like, I lost them. I lost everything again. And then the Magatsumi just speaks to him and is like, well, we could destroy them. I have the power to annihilate. I don't mind if it taught, like, if it's almost like the Doc Ock arms, where everything Doc Ock does is still of his, basically of his own free will. It's just the arms, like, possibly encourage him. Same thing for the Magatsumi / the Datenseki leading into the Malediction. I hope Soga claims to have been in his right mind there, and I hope that is truly true. I hope it was a choice entirely made by him, or no, it's not entirely made by him, only influenced by the Datenseki in the power to annihilate the enemy and its will to do so, rather than it just taking him over. Let's see. Occurs in tandem with a unique spirit energy reaction. Ryu's like, man, I ain't really want to do this. Oh, interesting. I thought this thing was way bigger. No, I see here, it's literally coming out of Ryu. Intriguing. So this Scorpion manifestation that blew crazy chunks of Yoshinojo, it's literally tied directly to him. He's the Scorpion. All right. Oh, I knew you were gonna go, dog, but your design was so fun, bro. It was so clean, and you're good. No, no. I mean, it needed to happen, but no. Jeez. This is the climax. Crazy to think that Hiruto barely got a sentence and maybe a moment or two to consider what exactly was about to happen to him before it happened, right? Like, they always say your life flashes before your eyes, but I do genuinely wonder what Hiruto thought in that moment, right? Like, because here, presumably, even if out of his peripherals, he sees Yoshinojo getting annihilated, right? He instantly sees Yoshinojo get annihilated. And we don't know their relations to each other either. But he sees that. He hears the phrase or the sentence, this is the climax, looks up at the manifestation of spirit energy above him and instantly dies. And, like, just instantly gets blown apart. Peak of human capacity, mind you. Peak of human capacity. And it immediately gets annihilated. Ooh, yeah, they like that. I get why the Enchanted Blade did it, because this is just 6. And notably now, this was Japan's strongest squad. They lost. It's all it's G Jizzles, bro. Interesting though that once again it keeps going for 3. I thought maybe it was 4. I thought maybe Yoshinojo lost his honor. No, 3. Boom, boom, or foom, foom, foom. That's wild. Okay. Boom. I wonder if he called him Hiro, or like he got cut off from saying. You gonna do him in the background? You ain't even gonna have him get boomed in the foreground? What? Masha, I knew you were dead, bro. If there's anyone who wasn't making it out alive, Masha, it was gonna be you, bro. But darn. Yeah, once again, 3. 1, 2, 3, and they do get smaller. Let me see. Yeah, 1, big one, slightly small one, slightly smaller one. Another big one, slightly small. Well, decently smaller one, decently smaller one. And the same thing here. Real big one, smaller one, smaller one. Let's see. He doesn't even get the time to register Masharo's dying before Ryu immediately grips him up. And then, he sends his sword. The sword Rokuhiro forged for him one last time. Yeah, because he knows he's dead. Yeah, he's like, man, if I'm going out, I'm going to go best I can. Let's see. Bro is aura farming so hard, his cloak doesn't even bend to the sword, bro. Okay. I need, like, the thing is, I'm assuming now, though this does rationalize the explanation for 6 Enchanted Blades. because there are 6 guardians of Mikaboshi, including Ryu, I believe. And now I get why there were 6 specific enchanted blades forged to counter each one of the individual members. Because clearly, what they had going was just not enough, even here. Let's see. I didn't intend to use this power today, but you surprised me. And to immediately... Shout out to Shiba for living, though. But to immediately do this. Just take his neck, bro. You literally just take his neck, bust it wide open for him. That's wild. Are you literally said, no more games, and immediately dipped all of Japan strong. That's over. It's over. They do just flat need the enchanted blades. Yep, I see it. And that's how you kept it all. Of course, do a crazy chapter drop mid title. And just as I was talking, this is getting actually pretty long. Nope. Chapter 121, the Irishima talks end. Yeah. Hiro touches the body, pieces on the ground. Yoshinojo looks like he's in half. And Shiva's just barely clinging on to life, I'm guessing. Probably going to teleport out at the last second once he knows it's safe, but that's it. Let's see. Mushroom, man. Mushroom, you were so goated, dog. We're gonna flashback. I mean, to be fair, I'm not like emotionally attached to Mushroom, but I do feel bad for the guy. Let's see. I figured the reason I got paired up with Shiba was to balance us out. Because I'm a runt. It's an honor to meet you, sir. Dude, no need to be so formal. My folks kicked me out when I was little. Cool, nice to meet you. The sorcery bureau took me in, but they were all about training. I never experienced actual warmth. And Shiva gave him that warmth. And you gave that warmth back to Shiva, and now you're dead. Now you're dead. Not dying. Dead. Oh, Mashiro, no. Everything a kid isn't supposed to do, you taught me. Seriously, dude. Take responsibility. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it for the rest of his days. You have to take responsibilities forever, bro. Let's see. If they catch us, you better take the links with me. Don't worry, idiot. We'll blow this joint before they can catch either of us. With my sorcery. And they escaped that joint. Not the next one. So, where was I? Ah, yeah. The reason I'm Shiba's partner. It's obvious. Who else could it be? And he's dead. Oh, he's dead. Oh, man. I mean, narrative got a narrative. Plot got a plot. Progress got a progress. And hopefully these characters couldn't have made it. We didn't get a single mention of any of them by the time of the modern day. Especially Hiruto with Akimoto running, like, yeah, makes perfect sense. Unfortunate, though. I'd hope they last a bit longer, especially Mashiro, but nope. Both Sojo Yoshinojo and Sojo Hiruto introduced both in the same chapter. Both. Gone in what, 4 chapters? That's crazy. Introducing 2 Soul Clan members and just immediately wiping them. But alright. Oh, okay. So it seemingly wasn't intentional. He slit my throat. Why? Oh. So, okay. So at least it looks like Mashiro's one dub was permanent. But the rest of their dubs, though, looks like it was completely irrelevant. Let's see. Why am I alive? I actually don't know. Let's see. Sumika's... Oh, wait. Is it Sumika or Suimika? Sui? Su? Because, like, Suicune? Suimika grants me and my comrades the gift of healing. I've applied that gift to you as a special dispensation. Okay. So, yeah. He's intentionally keeping Shiba alive. That's crazy. He's like, yeah, you're not really a problem. Let's see. But just enough to avoid a lethal wound. Thanks to the excessive blood loss, you're barely conscious, and your strength is utterly exhausted. Don't try to move. You can't out in my shirt. Yeah, I get that, though. I get that. Anything for the homie, but I don't think it's gonna work out. Why? Why? Teleports in. Goes in for a kick. And that's it. Yep. Darn. Slam, but still kept alive. Why? Ah. Yeah, he wanted to die too. Man, he probably got survivor's guilt like nobody else. Why? Why haven't you killed me too? No way. Is he picking up the couch? No way. Your sorcery is quite useful. Are you the endless aura farmer, bro? He really went and sat back on the couch, dog. Are you fiends? You animal! We need a messenger to relay our demands and tell of our military superiority. Literally say you just a good messenger, bro. You destroyed your own boat. We would have sent you back on that. Well, no, they attacked the boat first, but still. Oh, you're half decent. Get back and tell them. The Irishima talks. Nobuharu Himura, Tetsuo Harita, Akira Tokomika, Akira Takamiya, Hiruto Soga, Yoshinojo Soga, Shuji Mashira. These 6 men were killed. Togo Shiba, one man alone, returned to Japan. Banger chapter. Unfortunately, it does continue a trend. Like, yeah, but to be fair, I'll say this in comparison to a lot of the other like elite squad wipes. Not only did this squad actually get to show out to a decent degree, we got to see good showings from Yoshinojo, who didn't really seemingly have the sorcery. It was just him physically. Hiruto, we got a good showing from Kodatsuchi. Great feats, great narrative and history implications there. And Mashiro, he went absolutely crazy for his little 10 chapter existence, but still very, very good stuff on all that front. Great way to establish why the Enchanted Blades are needed, right? We have to remember the Irishima talks are presumably what immediately lead into Rokuhiro being recruited to create the Enchanted Blades and actually optimize the use of Datenseki. So this is a fantastic way to show it. The strongest that Japan had to offer, right? The strongest man of the literal hit human limits in Hiruto, an extremely powerful man in Yoshinojo, and a sleeper extremely powerful man in Mashiro, on top of a guy who can literally basically warp reality, did nothing. I mean, like, they did something, but basically nothing. Ryu's entirely fine by the end of it all. Slit throw, all the damage didn't matter. It's literally all gone before the chapter even ends. He even repaired his fit. His drip is back. Like, legit, that's how much power he has. And he's one of 6? Now, presumably, what? 1 of 4? One of 4? Or the... Yeah, because 2 of them did seem to go. But... Or I guess... Yeah, because 2 more would be 5, and then he'd be 6. So, like... Yeah, this perfectly justifies the Enchanted Blades. I think it is a shocking, well, not necessarily shocking, but is a solid, hard hit send off to these new interesting characters. Unfortunately, we couldn't get too much time with them. And a great way to flesh out Shiba as a character, to see what is presumably a man with intense survivor's guilt deal with the idea that he only was allowed to live for the fact that he'd be useful to deliver a message. Great work all around. Great character work, great choreography, great establishing of the threat. Overall, just a fantastic chapter. So, if you made it all the way in this video, please leave End of Irishima. End of Irishima in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that leaves notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, even have a Page down below, you support me for as low as $1, to get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. So now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 when they get the same perks and more. So supposed to include the unedited versions of all the Kagurabachi reviews. Channel get blown up if I leave too many of them super unedited, so that's why you get the jacked up format you get here. But pages of members get the full, natural looking version of the content. Then on top of that, you will get exclusive reviews over there. They won't be super duper long. Maybe I'm thinking like 5 minutes for series that I still do read weekly, but I don't necessarily talk about too much. Anything like Gacha Akuta, Dan and stuff like that. Pages of members will get that exclusively. On top of that, I do have a link to my Twitch down below where I stream every Friday at 8 p.m. ESTizzle. Feel free to roll through. On top of that, I do have a link to my Fizzly down below. You can draw 5 views for a short video, 20 views for a long video, or any views. All support is always greatly appreciated. And I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is the guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Buddha Ura, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Tim Thomas, Kaving, RXN, Dead Meme, Kian Stewart, Edwin Igbinoba, Straw, Antavius Mitchell, Super Flame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Plant Crone, Brandon Payne, Multi-Batman Superman, Zalim, Sleepin' John, The Young Family, Pastel Pandora, Mo City King DKG, Akolare Babatunde, Union Eye, Athenzi Shear, Sino King, CCC, Enzo, Kitty Liddy, Axis XC, Praise the Sun, Magic, Andrine Bonnet, Scion, John Malcolm, Black Doctor Strange, Donovan McIntosh, at JDog2656, Aswin Hedi Presetia, Sheesh King, Yo Extras, and AZ Void. Then I'd even thank you to our line art tier patrons: Dread Zoen, Kevin Encarnacion, Lucas Stace, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier member, Shrimpo the Fourth Shrimp 06. And I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier member, J Warrior. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.